Hey, what's up YouTube? It's a Blue Golf Ball today with another Pokemon TCG Online video, and today I'm going to be doing a daily challenge, and the daily challenge for me today is going to be a 20 basic Pokemon challenge, right? You just got to put 20 basic Pokemon into play. Now, I haven't really tested this theory, but I'm going to be playing Genesect with Call for Family. And I would assume that when you call for family, you pull 2 more basics onto your bench that would count towards this challenge. So I'm going to try to do that and see what we can do. And I guess you guys already guessed it. I'm going to be playing a Genesect deck. And the only answer to Pyroar in this deck would be... Alright, you guessed it, G-Booster. I'm not going to be playing any other types or any Stage 2s or Stage 1s to counter Pyroar, and hopefully we don't run into any of those. But otherwise, this is going to be pretty straightforward, pure grass deck with the exception of Jirachi. And otherwise, it's very similar to my other Genesect deck. You guys might see that on this channel. I will be playing Genesect, the non-EX one, with Call for Family, and then I'm also playing Trevenant EX, playing one of those, because the attack is not too bad, you know, being able to lock them from retreating and things like that. But otherwise, the goal here is to just put 20 basic grass Pokemon into play. I don't really care about losing or winning. We just want to do it as fast as we can and get the job done. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Genesect deck, Genesect 20 grass. The goal is to just play as many grass Pokemon as we can. Who cares if we win or lose as long as we get them down. Alright, we're playing against Yavin GG, and Yavin GG is playing a Water and Darkness deck. We see here, we don't get to go first, I would assume. We lost in the coin toss, so I think my opponent would get the opportunity to go first. Anyways, it would appear that... let's see here. Yeah, my opponent does go first. We do start with a Genesect. We get a Jirachi, which we don't exactly need. But what I'm going to do is probably play the Jirachi for perhaps an N. I mean, I could just discard everything, but that would seem to be like a waste. Oh, we even see Suicune here. Oh boy, that is a little problematic now, isn't it? Alright, we do get the Grass Energy, and might as well. I'm going to just play this here. I'm going to go for the Juniper. Don't really want to play the Jirachi for an N, giving my opponent more cards. So there we go. Let's go for the Juniper. We do get this Genesect here for Call for Family. And I'm going to play the Muscle Band here. We get a G-Booster as well. And I don't know. We have an AZ. I guess this is kind of a bad hand. I'm going to end the turn here. I can always use a Colorless Machine, but I'm going to hang on to that, and maybe we'll use that later. But we can play a Plasma Energy onto this Genesect. Oh, man, my opponent plays Starling Megaphone right off the bat. Oh, that is crucial. But it doesn't matter. The Suicune is Grass Weak, so even if I go for a Jet Impact, that's going to knock him out in one shot. So let's go ahead. We'll play this here, and I'm just going to go... And you know what? Since I'm going to lose the energy card from the retreat anyway, so actually, hang on. I'm going to undo this. I'd rather play the Grass Energy and do that instead. So we'll save this for the Genesect. Let's go ahead. We're going to AZ this guy up here, and we'll promote him. And let's go and Call for Family, getting some more. Get another Genesect here, and let's get another Genesect EX here as well. As long as we can get, oh my goodness, my opponent concedes. Let's take a look at how many grass Pokemon. That should be 5. We should see this go a quarter of the way there. And here we go. Look at that. We are a quarter done, and we are only like, what, 4 minutes into this video. So hopefully we can get this under 30 minutes. The goal is to try to beat these challenges under 30 minutes, but usually I go up to like 40. But of course I'm talking at the same time. But anyways, we have the advantage. My opponent is going to be Pikazzard 88. We flip and we lose the coin toss once again. My opponent is playing a water deck. So the nice thing to know there is that Virizion would have some resistance against water, I believe. But otherwise, I'm not too concerned about anything else. We do start off pretty strong. We get a Team Plasma Ball. We also get the Colorless Machine to energy accelerate a little bit better. The bummer is that we start second. Now, I'm not going to bench the other Virizion. I'm not going to do that now. I can always do that in the next turn. My opponent is playing Keldeo EX, who's weak against grass. So this is pretty good for us, unless we see something like I don't know, like a Shadow Circle with a Darkness Energy drop or something like that. Then that'd be a bummer. But I'm expecting to at least turn 2. We're trying to pull off an Emerald Slash. Turn 1, I'm not going to play Genesect. Turn 1, I'm not going to do anything except drop an energy, right? Because the problem with this, if I play Virizion EX and if I also play Team Plasma Ball to search out for a Genesect, my opponent in my opponent's turn 2, he can just play Escape Rope or Lysander, and then I'm going to be like, oh, well, that stinks. I don't have a switch or anything, and you know, I got a Genesect in the active spot that can't do anything. So we see here my opponent plays Rough Seas. We also see a Muscle Band get dropped onto the Keldeo as well as a Water Energy. My opponent plays a Skyla for a Shauna. Interesting. And that's it. I'm going to end the turn here. In the next turn, when we can guarantee an Emerald Slash and guarantee 2 energy drops onto the Genesect, that's going to be the plan. And I'm going to play as well. I will play the Virizions as well. As long as I can get a bunch of grass Pokemon into play, I think that's a huge plus. So right now, at most, my opponent can actually hit us for a Secret Sword if we see a DCE drop. And you can see Keldeo here, Secret Sword. It does 20 more damage for each Water Energy attached to this Pokemon. But because we have Water Resistance, right now my opponent would still only be doing 70 damage. And as expected, we see the DCE here. My opponent would only be doing, let's see here, 50 damage. Let's see, 70. Yeah, that's right. And so that's it. All we see is 70. I'm going to go ahead and we'll play this here. Let's drop these guys as well. And I'm going to go for the Genesect here, getting another one into play. And why not? Let's just use the AZ right now, you know, and just use the AZ. I could have used it on the Virizion, but no big deal. And you know what? Might as well play this before we get End or something. And here we go. Emerald Slash hitting for 100 damage. And we are on our way. Our Genesect is fully powered up. We got a couple Poliwags over here on my opponent's side of the field. I'm feeling pretty good. My opponent can hit us for 90. We would survive the turn. And I would just hit my opponent for another 100 damage. Even if my opponent healed right now, I would hit my opponent for 100, knocking my opponent out. Unless we see something like Potion, or even like Max Potion, or Super Potion, whatever, or a Gold Potion. Ooh, we see Suicune, and we see another Keldeo. We could see something like a Rush In right now, and a retreat into Suicune. So I'm expecting to see that. We have a Lysander here. We can finish off this Keldeo. Ideally, if we can top deck something like a Genesect, the non-EX Genesect, that would be beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring out this Keldeo and just kind of finish him off. We do have an End, but you know it's too tantalizing to just finish off the Keldeo. So I'm gonna do that, and we'll even power up. So we got 3 more energies. That's perfect. That's enough energies to power up one non-EX Genesect, which we have right here. So we're gonna power him up in the next turn. Plus we have 2 more spades. We can play another Genesect EX over here as well. And everything's going pretty smooth. I mean, we got an N over here. My opponent's only got 1 card, so I'm a little reluctant to play the N. I'm expecting the Suicune to come out into play, and we won't be able to put any damage on him. But I mean, by all means, we'll probably just power up the non-EX Genesect anyway. So here we go. Look at that. More grass Pokemon into play. That is our goal. And here is our Genesect all powered up. My opponent can make some damage here, but won't be able to knock us out. We have the resistance, even if my opponent had a Muscle Band. So my opponent would hit us for 50, and that would actually knock us out in the next turn. We don't have any grass energies here, but I'm going to go ahead and try to go for the Scoop Up. We can scoop up this Virizion, and we even get the benefit of doing this. So let's go for the Jet Impact. That should knock out the Suicune. No problems right there. No questions asked. Straight up. No need to flip a coin. Nothing tricky here. And we got to wait and see. So if we can flip heads, even on this Keldeo, we should be able to knock him out in one shot. The Poliwags are weak against grass as well. So this is a beautiful matchup for us. We absolutely just kind of have this in the bag. So the Keldeo comes into play, but I'm expecting the Keldeo to probably retreat into one of the Poliwags. Besides that, we have a Lysander, which we can bring our Genesect out, and then just Lysander out the Keldeo. We do have another grass energy here that we can play onto the Genesect on the bench, and then even use something like an energy switch for the Genesect over here, the non-EX Genesect in the active spot. This is not really a primary attacker. We kind of just, he did his job, you know, he got his job done by taking out the Suicune. That's really the only thing that the Genesect, the non-EX Genesect does. Oh, wow, we see another Suicune over here. I wonder what my opponent's planning to do. We see a Palpitoad here. We also see a Dive Ball. So my opponent is playing some kind of King Song deck, using these guys to kind of use Finishing Blow and all these other attacks without any energy costs. And that's kind of the plan here. My opponent does play some energy to power up Keldeo and Suicune, but for now, I think what I want to do is, since we have the Genesect in the active spot, might as well just Lysander this one out, take care of him, and kind of not worry about anything else. So let's go ahead. We're gonna do that. Let's go. We'll just power this here, and you know what? I'm just gonna energy switch. We're running out of energy anyways, so let's go ahead. We'll bring this guy out, and let's go for the Jet Impact. And we flip tails, but doesn't matter. Taking out the Suicune, we got one prize left. Off of this Juniper, if we can get one of our 4 Team Plasma energies, we can Lysander or Red Signal out the Keldeo and finish the job. Otherwise, that's probably it. My opponent does hit us for 100 damage, and ideally, if we off of this Juniper, we should be able to get. Yep, we do. We even get the G booster. Why not? Let's just go for it right now, and we'll bring out the Keldeo and just hit for 400 damage because we're really mean. Oh man, that was kind of rude right there. I apologize for my opponent. But you know what? We just want to level up our any game mode. Wow, look at that. We can play one more game and probably finish this up. And oh my goodness, 400. We almost broke 1,000 damage. Oh man, that was pretty brutal. My opponent did take one prize there, but all right. So last match here. Let's see if we can pull it off under 30 minutes. I think we're only going for right now like 11 minutes and 40 some seconds. But if we can get it under 30 minutes, that's pretty legit. We can see we're playing against a Psychic and Colorless deck against Cavion here. We go second again. We just can't go first today. Oh, wait, we're going first. Look at that. Oh, this is beautiful. We start off with a Genesect, and we even get a Skyla here as well. So this is a very good start for us. This is a fabulous start. We can go ahead and go for a Call for Family in the next turn. Otherwise, what we can do is maybe just try to power up. What I want to do is I want to get a what I really want to do is get the, well, you know what, I'm just gonna go, oh man, I really want to get a you know what, we'll just get the Genesect. I really wanted to get the Virizion, but let's get the Genesect out here. We can always use Red Signal and stuff like that. But okay, that's it, and we will end the turn. It looks like we're playing against a Buneri and a Woobat right now. That doesn't concern me too much. We see a Sharon as well, but you never know what can happen. I mean, this could be something like we see a Great Ball as well. This could be something like a surprising deck. I mean, they could just play these as a couple of sleeper cards, and then they pull out of nowhere an Yveltal, and they power them up somehow, and they do a scramble switch. I don't know what can happen. But anyways, we see the Buneri, and we see a Woobat here. Woobat can do dual cut, flip 2 coins. This attack does 10 damage times the number of heads. We can definitely get hit for 20, and look at that, we did get hit for 20. Okay, well, I don't want to deal with this Woobat, but it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and we'll just play the energy here, and let's go for Call for Family. So the plan was, if we can, it'd been better if we did. Let's just do a variety here. Let's just bring out Trevenant. If we were able to get Virizion in that first turn, then the energy would have been dropped on the Virizion, and then what I would have done was play the energy switch onto Virizion, and then do a scoop up to bring up the Genesect. But I mean, this is still working out pretty well for us. We can play the Plasma Energy onto the Virizion, and then do an energy switch here onto him, and then retreat with the Genesect, or use a scoop up. Which I'll probably just do a scoop up. So let's see if we can pull that off. Let's see here, and we do. We get the scoop up. Oh, I forgot to do the energy switch first. Probably should have done that, but what I want to do is I want to save the Team Plasma Energy. I want to save it for the Genesect so we can use Red Signal when we really need it. Otherwise, we're just gonna, I'm gonna play an N, and we even get another Genesect here. So let's go for the Emerald Slash. and power up the Genesect. Wow, we only have 2 grass energies left. We do have 1 in the hand, and we even get an AZ, so I might just do that in the next turn for fun. Funsies, alright, AZ, here we go. Healing Melody, we can see that. We can see a kick away with another energy drop, and that means we'll have to end up switching. But we do have a couple switches here, so that's fine with me. And we can just play the switch and switch back into the Verizon EX. But okay, here we go. We'll switch into the Genesect, no big deal. And I'm going to go ahead and let's go and just switch back here. And might as well play the energy. And I'm just going to play as many. Alright, we'll just play a bunch of basics for the heck of it. Let's go for the Emerald Slash. And why not? I'm going to power up. I mean, I guess I can power up this Genesect for fun. Well, sure. Okay, so, I mean, I'm not too concerned. We can always play a Plasma Energy on this Genesect. We got the Genesect over here all powered up. And probably should have played the energies on this one and start G-boostering away. But we don't even have G-boost right now. And I have an N over here. By now, for sure, I think we surpassed the number of grass Pokemon we need to play or put into play. So at this point, I'm just kind of playing for fun, playing just for the joy of the game, you know, just to enjoy the match. We're playing against a continuous tumble Whirlipede here, 90 HP. It does have a 2 retreat cost. My opponent plays a Colress for 5 cards. We do have a Jirachi here, and like I said, at this point we probably have all that we need, so I can either play an N or I can play the Jirachi. But okay, let's just bring out the Genesect, and look at that, we even get the last Genesect. That's one more grass Pokemon that we don't really care about. So, alright, there's probably nothing left in here. Who cares about that? And let's just go for the Megalo Cannon, and both of these Pokemon here are in knockout range, so I'm just gonna bide my time, not worry about anything in particular at this point. We do have a Shadow Triad that we don't need to use at all. We see my opponent probably going for a Healing Melody right now. We see a Great Ball. If my opponent was able to play a DCE, we can see another Kick Away, which I can promote this Genesect. And hopefully if we flip heads, we'd be able to do Jet Impact and knock out the Lopunny over here. Otherwise, we see a Ralts hit the floor. I'm guessing I'm going to have to take all 4 of my prizes that are left over here to win the game. I was hoping my opponent wouldn't play any more basics, and I was just going to plow through these last 2 Pokemon here. And okay, my opponent does go for a switch. Righty then. Maybe my opponent's going to promote the Whirlipede or even the Ralts, I guess. But either one, I can take them out in one shot, even with flipping tails. So here we go. The Whirlipede is going to be in play. Thank goodness for the Megalo Cannon, putting 20 damage on there. We don't have to worry about missing the coin flip for knocking him out or not. So my opponent would need 2 energies to do an attack here, which my opponent has already invested the energy drop on the Lopunny over here. I'm just going to have to wait and see if my opponent decides to do something like 2 ethers and gets 2, I don't know, maybe an ether and an energy switch. You never know, anything can happen, right? So, and then we could see something like a continuous tumble. My opponent flips like 6 heads, and that would be a knockout on the Genesect. So, I'm a big dreamer, and you never know when something like that can happen. That could be pulled off anywhere from any corner of the world. And my opponent has Cammy over here with 10 seconds left to go right now. And if my opponent doesn't do anything, oh, my opponent does. I was going to say, and that's it. My opponent passes the turn. I'm just going to go ahead and might as well just go for a Jet Impact. No need to play Juniper. No need to do much of anything else. We just hit for 80. That's a knockout. Who cares about flipping tails? In the next turn, if my opponent promotes the Lopunny, I would rather switch into the Genesect over here and just kind of guarantee the knockout. My opponent would hit our Genesect for 60 if my opponent drops another energy, which we see right here. So we can get a kick away, and so we end up switching into the Genesect EX, which would just go for a knockout. And we even get a Muscle Band, which I can probably play on this Genesect. And for the most part, that would guarantee 100 damage every hit. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let's just go and just kind of finish the job here. Hit for 100. And we got one last prize to potentially take, and there it is. My opponent concedes the match, and I mean, that was a kind of a lopsided battle, but you know, the goal here is to just put 20 basics into play, and there we did it. We completed. All right, high fives all around. Hallelujah. Okay, so we were able to level up. We got a couple experience points for the grass, and okay, well, look at that, huh? Daily challenge completed. Okay, you guys, if you guys are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. But yeah, if you guys have deck ideas, feel free to shoot them my way. This is it for today. I'm going to be done. We got this under 30 minutes. This is actually under 20 minutes. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. You guys take care. Have a good day. See you later. Goodbye.